So I just finished the Bethesda conference. It not that good. It was all pre-recorded video. There was nothing that I wasn't expecting. I got to be honest, that was kind of a disappointment. After again looking back at my notes on the Microsoft conference, Bethesda, I think I've underrated. Bethesda made me underrate Microsoft, which says a lot. So some of the stuff that they showed off, just really quick, some of the notes I took. There's Doom VFR. I think they're trying to be like BFG style with it, but talking on that, looking at how they did the VR, they're doing a trope, which is weird to say, a VR trope of having the arc point to where you're going to go and then press a button to go there. That's how the VR developers tend to get over motion sickness. So you're not quickly moving there. You're not moving in a speed that would seem inhuman. So that I don't like. The Fallout 4 VR, again, same kind of thing. I wasn't really asking, or not that like a big say or swing or anything, but like I don't think many people were really asking for Doom and Fallout to be in like VR. I don't think anybody was really in a place where they were like, yeah, give me VR. A little disappointed. I would have preferred if maybe something was new. Elder Scrolls Online. They said something like there was 10 million people playing Elder Scrolls. I gotta be honest, I don't know anybody that plays it. I know people that played it when it first came out, got thoroughly disappointed in it, and stopped playing. They didn't do, not to get into that whole thing, but like Final Fantasy 14 was shit at the beginning too, but they rebooted it completely. I don't know if Elder Scrolls did there. They're going back to Morrowind. Can you just like make Morrowind HD? Like that's what people want. Skyrim on Switch. Least surprising thing in E3 so far. Literally. They showed the Link amiibo, and Link looked not like Link at all in the thing. They had the Master Sword in there. So cool. I guess Switch owners, you can have another copy of Skyrim. Did you guys know Bethesda made Skyrim? Because they show it about like 50 times in this thing. There was like a weird thing going on too, where they had like an amusement park. I think that was a nod to Nintendo, where they did. Nintendo recently broke ground for Nintendo Land. I think Bethesda was trying to be cute and funny with that, and it didn't work. And the reason I don't think it worked is because it wasn't Bethesda's humor. If you play Fallout 3 onward, or even like when it was Interplay in 2 and 1, there was kind of like a nice little nostalgia, like 1950s with tongue-in-cheek kind of humor with it. I didn't really get it with this one here at all, and it felt rushed. I want to say like that sounds bad. The Creation Club was the next thing that they announced, and I was curious because I was watching and I was like, this is Valve's shit all over again. So I went to I was watching it on Twitch. Usually big events like this, I don't have the chat on. I turned chat on for that. It's not going to be good, dude. They showed credits. You buy things with credits, and they don't explain how you get the credits, whether or not it's supporting mods, whether or not it's playing the games, or money. I'm calling it right now. That's a paid mod service, and it's not going to go. It's not good. It's not the PC community right there. That's just not the mod community, not even a PC community. There's a nice little nod to Thomas the Tank Engine, which is one of the more famous Skyrim mods, but the rest of it, I don't see what they were thinking with that. Like the Valve thing was very public and very negative, and Bethesda said, let's do exactly the same thing. It worked out so well. They also mentioned that there's community partners and developer partners that will be partaking in the mods. I have no idea what that means, whether or not it's going to be like me doing it, not that I'm a modder, but like somebody like me, or if it would be a professional developer or a developer studio. Maybe, just throwing it out there, maybe you got to buy the amiibo and buy the mod to play Switch, or to play Link in Switch. It could happen. Like that's kind of what I took from that. Next was, I think, the Dishonored, and I wasn't sure if it was a DLC or a expansion or a standalone. I wasn't too sure. I imagine it would be a DLC. I don't know if they've announced that yet. It looks okay. Dishonored's a fine game. That one seemed fine. Kind of a darker tone. Dishonored was already kind of dark, but it feels like this one a little bit darker on it. That was fine. Quake Champions. They're trying to sell this as like they're bringing back the esports that was originally from QuakeCon back in the 90s, without showing anything from the 90s other than like an old computer. Yeah, cool. Dallas, Texas, $1 million prize pool. So that'll be cool, I guess. But I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth from Quake Champions when they did the beta originally, and I think it's still in beta at this point. There was no content to be made. They had NDAs to everybody. I received it, and I read through the conditions and the embargo, and it was don't stream it, don't record it, don't even store it locally on your computer, basically. And it left a foul taste in my mouth. I played it, I didn't mind it, but honestly, all you got to do is go to Twitch and see where it's landing in terms of current state, or where it was landing for the actual game when they released the embargo and people could play it. It was big for about a day, I think, on Twitch. I could be wrong, but I didn't see very much on it. And then they kind of moved to the next upcoming stuff. So Evil Within 2, I gotta say, it looks good. It's kind of like Death Stranding trailer from last year. It was super confusing. It looked like the main character was baptized in milk, but like robotic, like Alien 2 fluid milk. And I don't know, it looks like it could be a scary game. I don't think the Evil Within, the first one, was really that scary of a game, but it looks like they're kind of doubling down on the horror part of it, trying to make it compete with like the Resis or the Resident Evils or the not Silent Hills anymore, but those kind of games, and make them like Outlast and things like that exist in that horror genre. And then the big trailer that they released was Wolfenstein 2. I don't know what they want from the game, or what they want me to want from the game. It felt like Nazi world in Fallout at first, and then it felt like Doom, and then it got weird. Like there was like acid being dropped, which was cute, but it didn't really get much of a reaction from the crowd. I just kind of shrugged it off. I actually thought it was going to be like a tie-in to another game, and it wasn't. I don't know about Wolfenstein 2. I know that the main character from it is also showing up in Quake Champions, I believe, as well. I don't think that's really that big of a deal, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure about Wolfenstein 2. It could be good, but I think it needs to figure out what it wants to be from a game, and I'm not 100% sold on the trailer. Other than that, like, I gotta give the Bethesda conference like a solid C for the actual conference. Like, I was a little underwhelmed. They mentioned that they were doing mobile. They didn't really show it other than Fallout Shelter, which showed up twice throughout the entire thing. I didn't really buy into the Bethesda brand on this one, and that's a problem, because they're great. They're one of the big freaking companies out there, and it didn't really feel anything. I was really hoping for either a new Elder Scrolls, which would be crazy, or Morrowind HD, or like a, not a Fallout DLC, but like a New Vegas for Fallout 4. That's what I was kind of hoping for. Even if it was, it's not coming out this year. And by the way, everything that was shown is coming out this year, which is cool. But if they would have said, by the way, this is what we're working on for next year, and then they released Elder Scrolls 6. Even if it, honestly, even if all it was a picture, it just said, boom, Elder Scrolls 6, Fargian was the name. I don't know, whatever the name would be. People would have lost their shit. And the bananas thing, it was weird. I didn't understand why they did it. Don't know who that was intended to be funny for. So yeah, again, and end the video relatively quick. There wasn't a lot to talk about. It was a pretty short presser. So overall, yeah, a solid C from Bethesda on this one. Underwhelming. Nothing surprising, nothing that made me want to really get out of my seat so much. So, but it's still Bethesda. The games are gonna be good eventually, just not day one, because everything's bugged when they have day one. But it's Bethesda. They'll eventually get good. I'm sure the VR will work day one for sure, but probably not. Anyway, that's my video. That's the Bethesda thing. I have to get to bed because they delayed this for some reason, and I got to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, so I got to get some sleep. If you like what you saw, feel free to give me a like and a sub. It means the world to me. Also be found on Twitter, twitter.com/Jonusfatson, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jonusfatson. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next conference, which is tomorrow's. I'm gonna just look it up, because I should have had this as my wallpaper. The PC Gaming Show at 10. I will probably have to watch that later in the day. But the big one tomorrow is Sony. I'll probably skip the Ubisoft. They don't really do much. Well, I probably won't skip. I'll probably watch it and then put another video up. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the flip side. Tomorrow, PC Gaming Show. Show me something good. Peace out.